Daniel is my name, I'll say, and I do so many things, and I'm really glad to be here today. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the partners who have organized this activity. I was sharing with the nurses out there over break that this is what we need in our society now, because there's a lot of issues going through, and can we clap our hands as we appreciate them for organizing this? And I'm also very glad that I was chosen among the many people to be of service to you, young people of Gulu City. I have a few slides about myself. I began an organization called the Voice of Restoration, where we cover so many things, but among it is mental health, and we've been doing school mental health programs. We engage communities, we talk so many things around there, and we are based in Arua. And about me also, like you rightly put, I do so many things, and the latest is the fact that I've authored many of these books, and I keep writing books, and even while I was coming to Gulu, an idea came in for a book, and when I go back to Arua, I will be able to work on it. So far, those are some of the books, and one of them we're going to launch it officially in Kampala on 14th of May, this year 2024, and that is the one of depression. But I have others here that we are going to be able to look through them. Now, without so many things about this, I want us to dialogue. I want us to discuss. And I want us to understand what are our challenges. Because you can't do what you don't know. You only do what you know. That is why somebody I'm sure has told you that even it is written somewhere that the truth you know is the one which will set you free, right? It is until you know something you cannot do anything about it. So, if we are to understand our problems, what is our problem? So that, like my colleague speaker had said, if we only going to focus on solving, talking about the issues that we are seeing now, without understanding the root issues, we're not going to do anything. What are we going to do? We are going to try to remove eucalyptus tree by cutting it. And when you don't want a eucalyptus tree and you cut it, what happens? You cut one stem, few months down the road, more stems, more branches will sprout. Over 10 actually will sprout. So we need to deal with the root issues. But because of time, I'm not going to allow us to dialogue with this. But I have done this before, so I will highlight some of our problems, which I believe is affecting us as adolescents in our age, which is full of information. Why full of information? Because right now, as I can see here, some of you have smartphones, so that means you do a lot of reading on your smartphone. You have a lot of information on your phones through Snapchat, WhatsApp, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Bring them. Anything you want, just ask people. Not so? So we have a lot of information, but how is this information helping us? That's where we want to go. And I cannot talk to students without talking about mental health. Why? Mental health is not mental illness, first of all. Mental health, your mental health is going to help you learn well, is going to help you manage your stress, is the thing that makes you to realize your potential. It is what makes you to be you and to be able to contribute to your community in your society, and also that will make you to excel because of your mental health. Now, as we're talking about the challenges affecting, I have my learning aid here. I came with my learning aid, and it is here, learning aid. Now, if all factors are constant, what do we expect out of this aid? I like physics because the assumption is all factors must be constant. Assuming all the factors are constant, what do we expect of this egg? A chick, that means there is a potential for life in this egg. Yes, what else? Shoot up your hand if you're proud student of whichever school, you mention the name of the school and you're proud about it. Give us an answer. Yeah. What else do we expect out of this egg? Apart from the life in the chick. Yes. Food. There's a food here, yeah? That's why I'm sure some of us ate this during breakfast. I was among those, so I know. Because there's lots of food here. Yes, what else? How much is an egg in the Gulu city? So that means it's a source of income. Yes? What else do we expect out of this egg? Medicine. What else do we expect out of this egg? Yes, raw material. What else? Even if it's used as a learning aid. That's why I'm using it as a learning aid. Now, what happens if a pressure is applied on this egg and this pressure is from inside? What do you expect? If the pressure is from inside and then this egg shell breaks, what do you expect? We expect life. But what happens if the pressure is from outside? What happens if the pressure is from outside? If the to be able to take good care of first of all of our mental health. Why? Out of our brains, out of our mind, there is potential of life, there is potential of growth, there is potential for everything. Are we together? Now, I want to look at this. I have the students. Because now we're talking about young people, we're talking about adolescents in the age of information. But we have a student. Yeah, you can see a student? Yes. Chances are I have in our midst a student well dressed but in that condition. True or false? Maybe. But still the good thing is health is here. That's why we're here today. Who could that student be? That would be a student who has those kind of problems. What are those problems? Number one, poor parent-child relationship. Maybe you are here, your relationship with your parent is not nice. Yeah? That is a crisis. That's a problem right there. Maybe you are here and you are going through financial crisis. That's why you want money and you want it badly. And because you want it badly, you use every kind of avenue trying to get it. We'll look into it. Pornography and social media. What do you watch on your phones? Which videos do you like most? What? Because let me tell you something here. Whatever you have consumed through your eyes is kept in your memory for years, and it is hard to erase it. And I want to bring something here. As long as you feed your mind, you feed your eyes first of all, and this eye will communicate whatever it is, and then it takes it to the central nervous system. Yes, we understand that language. Then before you know it, things begin to happen. And once there is that, it is a crisis. We have relationship boy and girl. I know many of you are from mixed schools. When power goes off at night during preps, coupling begins to, even during the day, evenings, coupling. And before you know it, things begin to fall apart. What else? Identity crisis. Who am I? Why am I not like so and so? How come my nose is like this? How come I'm nyashless? Yet others have nyash. You know, identity crisis. Then before you know, somebody begin to tell you, actually you have the features of a man, but actually you are a girl. And then you believe it. And then others come to you and say, but you are a girl, you have features of a girl, but actually within you, you are actually a man. And then you believe it. Why? Identity crisis. What else? Failure at school becomes a crisis. Domestic abuse and violence, peer pressure. I have good news for you. Pressure only applies to tubes. You're not a tube. So please don't be under any pressure because you're not a tube. post-employment environment, rejections, night market, and discourse. We have all these issues. At the end of the day, what happens? We are seeing a lot of damage.
So we continue recording. Let us do something else. We focus on him.
And then we have the culture, teenage pregnancy, and early marriages. I'm glad we've really delved on this from the previous speakers. Alcohol, drug, and substance abuse. And all these issues affect us as young people. I cannot not now talk much about these pregnancies here because we've talked about it much. And I was telling one of the nurses out there that talking about teenage, a teenage has been defined by World Health Organization as children from 10 years to 19 years. I want to bring you bad news. In one district in West Nile, over 2,000 teenage pregnancies occurred in a short period. And in these teenage pregnancies that happen in the primary school settings and secondary school settings, the youngest mother is 13 years old, and the husband who impregnated, the man who impregnated her is 14 years. That's why we're talking about these issues. Now, I want to bring you statistics that must happen here. Do you know you go to your data of Yugos, Uganda, 32,000 teenage pregnancies are happening every month in this country, Uganda. If you only look at Acholi sub-region, a lot of groups have done their data. You will be surprised to hear some of these stories. Because even in Acholi sub-region here, so far, one group did their research and they found out that over 4,000 teenage pregnancies per year happening in our region of Acholi. These are the issues, and we've talked about that kind of crisis and the impact on our lives. So what are the effects? Physical and social complications during pregnancy, labor, and childbearing. That is obvious. That's why our sister was saying when she gave birth to a premature, that was a problem. The struggle she went through during her pregnancy. Yeah. And then the time she had during labor. And then after labor. Those are all challenges. And if you come to our world of mental health, actually why she denied that baby is because of postpartum depression. That's why many mothers, after giving birth, because of the hormonal imbalances, they can refuse the baby. Yeah, I don't want. I'm glad you kept yours. Others kill theirs. Others throw them in the dustbin. Others throw theirs in the pit like this. It happens. Because first of all, you are a teenager. You don't even know what to do. You are stuck. And maybe the man is not very responsible. What else? Adolescent pregnancy has significant health and psychological and socioeconomic impacts on the mother. Let me tell you something here. How many of us love football? Especially if you're an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Arsenal is done. Nowadays they are trying, but they are not winning the trophy. Now, I want to tell you this. There is no player who scores a goal and stands there looking. What do they normally do? After scoring a goal, what do they do? They run and something with the fans. They leave the ball in the net. They run away and celebrate the goal with their fans. That's why the man will score and he will disappear. And then you are the one to keep your thing because you are. No wonder after that the kind of names you will give. And then no chance. Bring out those names. Why? Because of the crisis we do. And then we now pour out our frustrations in the names of the It increases the risk of low birth weight She talked about it, the prenatal deliveries, the mortality, the social isolation, the delay or neglected educational goals, and maternal depression. All of these things are happening. And these are things that have been talked about. So I want to really back them. Social consequences including stigma, rejection, violence, and drop out of school. Now what happens? In most cases, the other lady said that she has told the father, if you take my man anywhere, I'm committing suicide. The man said, okay. But I'm sure there was some kind of wrangling. There was some kind of isolation. Even now, when you're pregnant, do you know when you're pregnant from school, when you see your colleagues coming from school, when you meet them, you dodge. You first hide and don't allow them to pass. Why? Because you feel bad. There is that thing that comes because you're not where they are. HIV/AIDS, that's why the numbers are rising again and again and again. Suicide and murder happening every other time. Early marriage is full of challenges. And at the end of the day, loss of self-esteem, where you feel you are not good enough, you feel others are better than you, and all of that. Loss of vision of the dreams. You had good ideas. That's why I can ask any of you, when you were in primary and you were asked, what do you want to become? All of you had good ideas. Better dreams. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a nurse. But along the way, things are not working. That's why I normally say, if things don't work out and you still think you can still be that doctor, you will only be a witch doctor. Yeah. Or in one way or the other, maybe you can still be a doctor, but not really the one you want. Yeah. Why? Because your dreams can be shattered because of these issues. Death happens. Now, that's why you know that because of the issues also we are struggling with, we have those things happening to us. Drug use. And from the signs and symptoms from us here, some of us have already begun with drugs. Drugs, you can't hide it. Solid, liquid, and gaseous. All states. Anybody who has taken these drugs, you can say, because of what of their eyes, you cannot hide. There are things we can't hide. And this damages our lives. True or false? Some of us, when we enter here, we don't want to leave, even when we are students. That's why even some of us in our schools, those who can't afford those big ones, we buy the small ones, we keep them in the pockets and in the suitcases. And I'm sure we are aware of this one. That's why you even know the name. Yeah. And I'm sure we even know this one. These are issues that are eating our society up. These are things that are eating our lives. These are things that are eating us up. Why? Because there has been a crisis that we need to address as teenagers. Something that we need to do as young people. Why? Each one of you, I believe, has big and has good ideas. Can we continue? Yes. Now, I want to bring summary. Effects of drugs, because sometimes they take these drugs out of ignorance. Yeah. Some of you are doing it out of ignorance. Some of you are doing it because you just want to test. You are told by your friends, have you tested? No. What kind of boy are you? First the test. And then you find yourselves there. But then these drugs affect us in all the three angles. Number one, the body, the mind, and the society. That's why we need to talk about some of these issues. So that in case you've been doing this out of ignorance, please. How does this happen to your body? Stomach ulcers, tremors of the hand and the feet, where your hands are swollen, then you think you are becoming fat, but when it is actually not that you are becoming fat. Impotence in men, abortion in women, infertility in both men and women, malformation in babies during pregnancies, That's why people who are drunk, I'm sure that here within Gulu city here, you have seen people who are drunk and then they're in a coma. You think they're dead, but they're not dead. Or they're drunk and they're drunk and then they're just into coma. Of course, there is a death. In Arua city, there was a year somebody manufactured 65 gin in Arua city, and it killed so many. One of the young men said, "Is it that people die of this alcohol? I want to taste and know how it feels." He took 5 of them and we buried him. Weight loss, hypertension, malnutrition, and all that. How about your mind? Psychological, for your mind, forgetfulness, the seizures, the irritability, nervousness, depression, and anxiety. All these are issues to do with the mental illness. Many of our young people are getting mentally ill, and then we begin to say that they are bewitched. No, they use these drugs, and we don't know. Please, I want to call upon you to say no to drugs. It's not healthy. We'll come there. How about the society? Many of us are coming from broken homes because of drug abuse. Because of drug abuse. Some of our parents who have been abusing these drugs became irresponsible parents. They have money for drugs, but they don't have money for feeding and for clothing and for other things. But money for drugs and money for other things, their money is there. And then where did they also use the money? Because after getting the money and then the drugs and the alcohol and all that, where do they go? They go to the city. And then we will hear the song. Apoli. You know that song? And then what do they eat? Chicken and the chips. And sometimes I eat liver. And the money is all finished the other side. But this other side is broken homes. Not so. We have poverty. Poverty has settled in our region for many years. Why? Because the things are going the other side. I did a simple math with a primary teacher who told me this himself. I sat him down and he said he didn't have school fees for his children. I asked him, okay, you don't have fees for your children, sir. Okay, how much is your fees for the whole year for the children? He said for the whole year for the children, the money he needs for fees is 1.5, but he doesn't have the money. I said, okay, how much do you take per day? He said he only takes 2 bottles average. Because we look at average. We just said, because some days he takes 5, some days he takes 2, 3. So I said, let's just do basic. So we did a basic of 2 bottles per day. Now, I asked him, how much is our beer here? The beer is 3.5 in Arua City. I don't know how to put it. So with the 3.5, we came to 7,000 per day. In a year, the man is drinking 2,100,000 plus average. That is without buying for friends and the girlfriends, so of course it doesn't matter. Without adding the nyamachoma that comes with the drinking. They are minimum, and without buying the crates for big days. Average, we add with him. I asked him how much he had planned for like that. He said for the last 10 years, that has been his lifestyle. We added it, we multiplied by 10. The man woke up to reality and said, look at how much man has drunk in over the years. But no house, no fees for the children, and the man is dying of depression. Poverty has sat here because of these issues. How about child abuse? Many of us have been victims of child abuse. When I talk about child abuse, I'm looking at so many angles. Number 1, physical abuse. Number 2, sexual abuse. Number 3, emotional abuse. Number 4, financial abuse. All these kinds of abuse that we've been through affect our lives. Loss of jobs, accidents. Many of our accidents are because somebody is not sober in their mind. How? What do we need to do? If there are issues in your life that needs to be addressed, let's address them. That's why it begins with knowing what is my problem. Until you understand what your problem is, you can't do anything about it. Yeah? Because the truth you know about yourself is what will set you free. I like what the man has told us here. Somebody comes and tells you that, oh, you are beautiful. Are you sure? Are you sure? You begin to check yourself. Why? Because you didn't know that actually you are beautiful. And then because the more he tells you like that, you become like a pig. So to use a pig as an example. How do pigs operate? Sorry if a pig is a taboo in your religion, please bear with me, forgive me. I'm also giving it as an example. I also don't like them. But when somebody begins to scratch a pig gently from here, gently, the pig will begin to smile. And the pig will begin to close their eyes. While smiling, and then the pig begins to fall by slow motion. Why doing it? Not knowing that they are falling into danger. And that's where many of us have been. Abstinence is a good thing, please abstain. Let me tell you something here. If you don't work hard for yourself, especially the girls who are here, I want to assure you, if you don't work, not only for the girls, because in the last I will tell you the opposite. If you don't work hard for yourself, I want to assure you, today is the Saturday, 27th of April, 2024, your private part will suffer. Why? People will look at your private part as a public part. That's why in some communities even there are no more private parts. Because they are not for the public. Please, abstain. Nobody should tell that, they say, please, practice make this perfect. It's a lie. I want to ask a question. Who teaches a baby to breastfeed? So now who knows? They told me, practice makes perfect. I must practice so that you use it for a World Cup. For a championship. Please, abstain. Know yourself, know your worth, know your value. Get help. That's why those nurses are here. People are here. We are here to help you. I want to bring something to your attention here. Looking at these two pictures, where will you want to live your eternity? In the left or on the right? Do you know why many people want Mr. Right or Mrs. Right? Nobody wants Mr. Left. You know why? Look at the picture. Who wants to be Mr. Left? Who wants to be Mr. Left? Nobody. Why? Because through life will be better when you are on the right. And I want to assure you, even when things are right now on the left, you can still make it to the right. I want to tell you something here. I love telling stories. I want to tell you my stories now. In a short time. And I want a volunteer to come and read for me the story so that you don't say that this man is lying. I want a volunteer to come and read for me. Any volunteer? Please come. Begin to read for me. I grew up with this family. It came from there. Loud enough so that they can hear. Okay.
I grew up in this one.
Yeah.
Use the mic first and the audio.
I think for you can use the mic. Me, I'm okay. Without the mic. Okay.
I grew up in this family where it was hard to afford clothing, a good school, good meals, leave alone accommodation.
Okay.
I put on G-string as a pair of shirts. For home use up to when I reached primary 5. When looking after cows in the village, I would use my old shirt that would cover the front part and the buttocks were left exposed. A string would connect from the waist in between the buttocks to the front part. Someone who saw me from behind, and far might have thought that it was a new fashion of a white design on a blue sauce, but when they got close, behold, they would realize that the white part of the sauce is actually my skin.
That's me. Today sometimes I see that I look at myself and I'm like, okay. I want to go to another story. Pay attention. New sandals. I put a new sandal.
I put on new sandals was when I was going to sit for my PLE in 1998.
Let me assure you, after that 1998 PLE, I carried my sandals, I kept it for Christmas of 98. It is a powerful memory.
And my first pair of shoes came when I joined Senior 1 in 1999. At that point, I had no alternative because it was now a school rule and a requirement.
Can you continue with the stories? You like the story? Let's continue.
My poverty was such a challenge because I grew up knowing that everyone eats only one meal a day. When our teacher taught us in primary school about a balanced diet, I didn't understand what he meant because we ate what was available. So there was no way I could get a balanced diet. Besides, what we were eating was far from what he was describing as a good meal or a balanced diet.
Can we continue?
He confused me more when he said we needed to get 3 meals per day: breakfast, lunch, and supper. This was news to me. While my dad was away from
Let me just because of time. All men of business.
my mom would go and dig in the farm in the morning, and whatever she finds to cook would be the meal served at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. On many occasions, we only ate vegetables without any carbohydrates.
Without any asa, without corn.
We would make porridge out of cassava flour to survive. As for tea, it was taking hot water with lemon leaves or lemons. To change the color of the water, we would add the tea leaves of blackjack. We, on rare occasions, took tea with sugar.
Can we continue the story? You like the story? Right? Now, because the story is long, I just want to pause a bit. Yeah? Maybe this one can still come. I would like to put some weight.
I would manage to put on some weight during the mango season because we would collect and eat mangoes from the community bush that was not owned by anyone. No wonder I had few people around me as friends.
Here, young today. Why can't you laugh? I have so many stories I could tell you, but because of time, I want to pause a bit. Because I've recorded all my stories. Now, one thing I want to ask the question here is, maybe you are from a background like mine, and then you are thinking that you're not good enough. And I want to tell you something here. It comes back to what we've learned the whole of today. Your value is more important than what others think. People judge you based on where they meet you. To make matters worse, no, there's no time now, you can't do it. To make matters worse, all my primary and O level and A level, my friends knew me as OC. And because they were calling me OC, it affected even how I saw myself. What was the meaning of the word OC? oxygen consumer. They said I have an extra large nose. I'm sure you're beginning to say my nose is not like the one you know. Do you know because of that it was hard for me to take even a passport photo? Taking a photo when I'm facing a camera is hard. Was hard for me. I didn't like it because all I would see was my nose. Because they kept telling me that I was not good enough based on my nose. Number two, one told me if they hide me among charcoal, they can't find me. It hurts. I even went to the beach. This was in Nigeria. I went to the beach. One colleague made a comment and said, they keep charcoal in sacks. You know how you know where you're in the shorts and you are just having fun. Then one guy just said, they keep charcoal in sacks. From that day up to now, whenever I'm in the beach, I even go in trousers. I no longer. It affected how I saw myself. I didn't like myself. That's why many of us are here because we don't like ourselves. Every time you see yourself in the mirror, do you like what you see? Or you wish you were like the other person. Some of us God treats us differently. Some of you are summarized in height, and people make fun of you because of your height. And then you feel bad about it because you are summarized the height. Some of us, because of what people say about us, we feel bad, we feel we're not good enough. Let me tell you something here. Only you can do something in your condition. God knows why you were born in that kind of family. Can I tell you the good news now? If the good news is in my grandfather's line, I am the very first person who studied to the levels I wanted to. Number two, in our village, in Arua, most people get married that night. I told myself, I must be the very first person to get married during the day. And the evidence is here. Number three, I told myself, I must be the first Lubara to pay all dowry before I get married. I'm not bragging, but I paid only 10 cows, 10 because of the 4 million shillings as dowry to my wife, but through struggle. But I made my mind that must happen. Why? Because I told myself something must change. I must be the change agent in my community. Can I tell you something also? I'm not bragging. I told myself at least the car should also pass there. But we didn't have the road. My grandfather died at the age of 100. No road. In my village, everybody, when even dead people, they will bring dead people, they will keep 5 kilometers away and then they carry using head because there was no road. I told myself there must be a road. Mobilize the community, paid them money, and we dug the road. Now we have the road. Vehicles now pass. What am I saying? Your condition is not important than what your future is. Problem we have as young people, we amplify our conditions. We don't take responsibility. We amplify our condition. You see, I'm an orphan. You see my condition. You see my problem. So you amplify your problem instead of taking responsibility and making a commitment to change the story. How many of us are going to be the people who are going to change the stories in your families? You must have to change that. Why? It is you.
You ask that again.
I asked, how many are we who are here today and they're saying they want to be the people to change the story in their family? Wow. Even if, your family is what they tell you, in our home, nobody does this. In our home, nobody does. You be the first one to do it. In fact, when I told my people at home that I want to marry and I want to do this way, they ask me, is there anyone you know in this village who has ever done that? I told them, let me be the first one. Let me be the first one. And in fact, chapter 1 of this book, Overcome Rejection, I didn't tell you something here about myself. I was rejected even before I was born. The story is here. That's why my book is Overcome Rejection. Turn your fantasy dreams into reality. People have told you no, it is impossible. You will never do it. They have told they have told all this to demoralize you, and they have told you, but you have the ability to turn the dreams you have into reality. Amid this, the rejection that you face. Rejection before I was born. As a matter of fact, do you know, in our culture, when it comes to dowry, it is a collective responsibility of everybody in the family. But for me, I went alone. I paid the 10 cows, the 10 goats, and the 4 million shillings alone, single-handedly, without the support of the family. The old people, they say, who has ever done it in our home here? So if you want to do it, you do it alone. I did it alone. Chapter 1 is here. That's the whole story. Your life is not in the hands of somebody else, it is in your own hands. It takes you to arise and say, I am making commitment. Even if others are doing this, this is their deal. For me, this is me. I have to do my things the way I want them so that I must be able to matter. Problem is, do you know what matter is? Matter is anything that occupies the space and has what? Do you matter? You don't matter. I'm not bragging. There was a time I went to Nairobi and they told me, please, you eat whatever you want to eat. The room is here. 6 by 6 bed. I sat there, I began crying. Why did I cry? Because I remember the time in my life. I remember the time in my life when something happened to me.
I remember one time when my aunt was ill, so that I could not eat at the same place with the rest of my cousins. I was then allowed after the rest of the children were satisfied. Sometimes my siblings and I would be reminded that it was not our mom who had cooked the food, so we should not overeat it.
We should mind our appetites. On many occasions, when the food is about to get ready in this particular family, then they will call me and my siblings, then they will give us tasks. Go and bring water from the well. By the time you come back, they have finished the food. But I am very glad. Over 30 years now, the store has turned upside down. Let me tell you something here. I wish I had carried the coin. Anybody who has a coin here? I think I did carry a coin. If you have a coin. Good. I'm going to reward you this coin. Now, I have this coin here. This is a 500 shillings, right? How many sides does this coin have? You see? Anybody who sees a coin with the 2 sides, that's where they will remain stuck. Why? If you see a coin with the 2 sides, if you see one side, you can't see the other side. Can you? You can't. It is until you learn that a coin has 3 sides. The 3rd side is the edge. Now, when you come at the edge, that is when you will appreciate both sides. That's when you will see both sides. That's when, for example, us who were rejected now, I know the rejection was not rejection, but it was protection. Because it dawned on me, by the way, can I tell you something here? I've been through a lot of problems, but every problem I've been through has turned out to be an asset. If things are not working out right for you, it is because of you made up a mind for that. That's why some of you have even told yourself, you will never be like this, you will never do this, you will never do that. For you cannot do this. For you see this. And whatever you have spoken about yourself cannot change it because, by the way, you are your number one witch doctor. Who has bewitched yourself? With your own words. How many of you went for chemistry class, for chemistry exam, and you told yourself you are going to fail and you passed it? How many of you went for history and said you are going to pass and you failed it? Whatever you are today is because of the words you have been speaking to yourself. So, from today, learn to begin to speak positive about yourself and about your condition. Yeah? I should give you 10 times that. You know, it is good to carry money. Don't envy him. Now, I want to end. Because my stories are too many. What do we need to do? I want you to go back from here and you see yourself again in the mirror and you see yourself again. And I want you to visualize yourself. Who do you see there? In the mirror, do you see a failure or you see somebody of a value? I know things have happened to us. We come from different backgrounds. But the beautiful thing I like about this thing is even God is not interested in your background. God is interested in your future. That's why if you are very keen and you have ever read the Bible, or if someone has ever quoted for you a Bible, I'm sure they have quoted for you Jeremiah 29:11. Somehow, which says, I know the plan I have for you. Plans not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and future. Not because of your background. You could have been born in a very poor home like the way I was born. Yeah. But you are born in that family to bring change. Don't be among the statistics. That how many are you at home? We are fine. So do you matter anyway among the five? You know one thing about the Bible that I didn't used to like? This book called the Chronicles. I hated that book. So and so is the father of so and so. So what? But anyway, I began to pick interest. Where you will see that so and so, they were 7 brothers. But when they talk about one person, then it began to happen to me that I began to ask myself, what happened to the other people? They didn't do anything about themselves. They didn't take any responsibility. There is a man called Jephthah, the man who was rejected by his own brother and they chased him away. And it is recorded in the Bible that this man was joined with even lousy boys, but he determined in his life to be a mighty man. And he was mighty. Do you know that when you are broke, nobody even wants to come near you? No wonder even in your canteens, normally you check who normally comes around you. Only when you have some cash. Yeah. But the point here is determined in your heart. It is until you see where you're going, you cannot get it. Let me tell you something here. The extent of your vision is the boundary of your blessing. How far you can see is where your blessing ends.
The only one who understands that. That's why.
You can't get what you have never seen. You can't get it. You can't get what you have never seen. You must first of all see it. So the question here is, what do you see about yourself? What do you want to see in your life? What is it? That must change. What is it? Finally, let's interact with this. Please say no to sex. I want to stand here and say, every boy who is here, please, this man must behave. Don't think that this man must go to every home. Because you will mess your life. Once you rule this man here, your life is safe. The girls who are here, nobody should say, What shows that you love me? You first give me and I taste. Are you groundnuts? Because these women who sell groundnuts, they know and say, you first taste. Groundnuts to be tasted by everybody. What if you have to you're not sweet, what will happen? After tasting, they will not buy. It is a commitment. Let me tell you something here. It is a commitment you make. Even in spite of your challenges, you can still remain committed. I'm proud about my wife. I and my wife went through similar problems. I married my wife when my wife was 31 and I was 33. And she was still a virgin. And this is a graduate from Adolescent. I married her when she had finished school. She's a lawyer and a teacher. That's where I began my profession from. Life moves. You cannot say that because you see the pressure was too much. You need to choose to have pressure. Know what you want. Number 2, say no to alcohol, drug, and substances. Why? Beauty lies in the eyes of the beer holder. Any man who is holding a beer, everything will look beautiful. Please leave alcohol alone. Do you know why every man, or even women who are drunk, number 1, even if they don't know English, they want to speak English. You know why? And they go smiling for everybody. Smiling like a he goat. Because they are drunk. When you are drunk, your mind is not steady. Your mind perceives strange things. That's why you cannot walk the street when you are drunk. That's why you go stepping out. Because you are not steady, anything can happen. Can I tell that some of you have been victims because of this? Because you are not yourself. Please, before I forget this one, I want to say this, please avoid as much as possible. Even if you have your promos, avoid smoking. Avoid some funny drinks. Because very many young people have been victims because of substances, drugs, and alcohol. Because the substances, when you take, you become high. In Westline, I know how young people are now smoking the gray hair of elders. Guys are smoking the dry scales of snakes. I know what I'm talking about. Please avoid as much as you can some of these things because it will ruin your life. You must achieve the dream you wanted to achieve. Mind your association. Why? The people you associate with will demand participation from you. That is why even during preps, your friend comes here and says, please come and escort me to the toilet. You go. Why? Because it's your friend. You want to escort him to the toilet. Even you get them up to the doorway, then you stop on the door. Because you like them. And then they demand something from you. That's why I want to tell you this. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. You know why? The 5 people you spend most of your time with, you are the average of the 5. If one sneaks out of the school every time, you will escort them also, you will sneak through the fence. Because it's your friend. If one has a girlfriend, whether you like it or yes, and you're a boy, and then your friend has a girlfriend, you also have a girlfriend. You know why? His girlfriend will come with her friend. For them, they will be talking on the other side, then you have no words, but you will begin. Then you are in here. But then you have to prove that you are not a boy. What's your name? you are forced to say something. Because for them, they have left you here. And then also you begin to have an idea. You didn't plan for it. That's why I can tell you, whatever you have done in your life is because a friend initiated you into it. Question, are they taking you to where your dream is, or they are taking you out of that direction? Mind those you are with. Seek help at all times. Seek for help. If something is disturbing you, maybe from your family or in your school, something is not right, please seek for help. Personally, I didn't have school fees in A level. I went to the headmaster and I told him, sir, I have no school fees and my father is poor. As you can see, sometimes he has been bringing flour, cassava flour as a school fees. Because we don't have money, we don't have anything. Can you allow me to get stuff? So that for me, I clean the compound and then he takes care of my fees. He looked at me and said, you go to class. Every evening I was in the staff quarters digging. Every evening after class. To be able to raise some money to support me in school. You have what it takes. Seek for help. If it means something, you go and talk it out. Let me tell you something here. You are as sick as the deepest sick that you have kept yourself. Something not happened to you. You don't talk about it, you don't seek for help. You are as sick as that problem. And it will keep eating you up. That's why if you're not very careful, you have lost appetite for food, you no longer eat food. You no longer sleep well. Even if you have not eaten anything, you have diarrhea. Sometimes it is very cold, but when you are sweating, because you are shivering, your heart is racing. All these are issues because there is a problem. Talk it out. Do you know why many people are committing suicide? Because they have never shared that problem with somebody and they have never sought for help. Please, I want to call upon each one of you. Seek for help. Talk about whatever it is. That's why nurses are here. Seek for help. I've been to a school where one girl was saying, you see, sir, I have a candida, but I fear telling the teachers because they will accuse me. I said, please go and talk to your senior woman. You have candida, I'm a man. I don't understand issues of candida. You see, I fear. Okay, have you talked to your fellow girls? Oh, girls, I don't trust the girls. Serious. Please seek for help. Something that you are struggling with. Let me tell you something here. For example, now issues with the girls. If you have a problem downstairs, and then you keep quiet about it, moments later, it will be too late. First of all, how you bathe, you squat. You go to the toilet, you go for a short call, and then sometimes because our bathrooms are very dirty, and you know when you are urinating, because the urine comes with some force. Unlike perhaps men where you just stand up at the distance and then it just goes. But here, the urine touches the germs and the things can splash back to you. Now when you begin to have itching parts, then every evening you are like, seek for help! Don't die in silence like a sheep. Please. Write down your vision and commit for it. What vision? That's why I like the Bible. There was a man in the Bible, there's a story in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. There's a man who was crying, always. Then one day he said, God, I'm not going to do anything, I just want to stand here and see what you're going to do. And then in verse 2 of Habakkuk chapter 2, then God said, write down the vision and make it plain. It will come to pass. Wait for it. How many of us are in senior one? No one. Senior one is here. What do you want to become? Doctor, very good. You are Elian. Very good. Elian wants to be a doctor, but he's in senior one. That means he has 5 more years plus his year 1 now. He has 5 more years, that means 6 years in second, right? plus another 5 years or 6. How many of those? 12 years. It will take him 12 years to become a medical doctor. That means what? He must write that division down and he must consistently commit and follow through to become that. Otherwise, if he begins to go for night markets and then they are doing promos and then he begins to think about the girls and then one girl will begin to confuse him. One day the girl will see and then he will see things that he has never seen. Before you know it, then the man will begin to pocket, will begin to have a pose, standing at a pose, because things have gone bad. Before you know it, you will forget about that dream. But when you're committed to your dream, you will see this and say, no. You will be like Job. Because in the Bible that Job made a commitment with him, he made a vow actually with his eyes that he will never say woman loves him. Even if he says, oh God, thank you for that creation, but yes, you're committed to something. Commit yourself. Let me tell you, these boys who are coming to you, oh, I love you, those ones are liars. I can tell you, I tried it in the senior one. I don't know where those girls are. I haven't forgotten all their names. Nobody should lie you. Oh, until that guitar dries. It's a lie. They know it will never dry. It's a lie. Now, this is for us now who are in other places in the community and government. Because we have government workers here, we have people around us here, we have community leaders, we are here. So what do we need to do? We need to enforce laws against teenage pregnancies. Please, we must speak this out. We must enforce these laws to promote our young girls not being victims. Because we know the dangers. If your mother was a teenage mother, we understand it was because of the war, the issues that were there. Even now that you know the truth, you still want to be a teenage mother. Just because even my mother did not go, you are not in your mother's generation. And the men who are here, please. I like the question Madam was asking. If you're a boy, what do you like people to do with you? Actually, the question should have been, if now you have sisters, what do you want people, other men to do with your sisters? do to other girls what you want other men to do to your sisters. And we see the difference. So let's enforce these laws. Let's encourage advocate for education for children and youth. All of us, please control with your studies. We have generals here, we have people. Don't allow anything to delay you from education. Yeah? Nobody should judge you because right now you're not doing well. What is making you not to do well is because there is a problem which can be corrected, and then once it is corrected, you will begin to excel. And something can still be done about that. That's the end of my story. And I want to come up with one good factor. You could have been here. I have my 5,000 here. Yes? This is good man, 5,000. Good man. I don't call it fake man. You could be here and your life has been, you know, this 5,000 is here, the world will always remain 5,000. Yeah? But I'm much aware, for some of us, this has been how our life has been. Somehow, something has happened to us and our life has been torn into pieces. By the way, this is a legal tender and it is not supposed to be done like this. But somehow, even just like your life, is very important to the government. But somehow things have happened to you and life has been torn. Your life has been shattered. Somehow, because of something that has happened. But even when that thing has happened, maybe because of these issues, maybe life has been shattered because of any of those issues which are there. Your life is still buried. Even if it has been smashed, it has been squeezed, It has been stepped on because some people have stepped on you. And they make you feel that you're not good enough. This man is still the contender. It still works. The world has never changed. So whatever has happened to this man doesn't define what this man is now about. It is still the contender. It is still 5,000 shillings. What will still happen to it? It can still be repaired. It can still be worked on. It can still receive support. It can still get sellotaped. And this is still good money. If this money is given to somebody, that's somebody who will refuse it. Is there anybody who will refuse this money? No. Maybe who wants the money. Who wants the money? Who wants this money? Who honestly wants this money? What lesson do we learn from this? Whatever you want in this world, don't just put up your hand and you sit it down. In fact, you come back and I still have you something. You come. Whatever you want, you don't sit down and say, "Give me I want," and then you don't take action. Please, let's be men of action and bring about. Whatever you want. But then the point here is, we fear. Because what will others say? We fear. But not others are even not feeling that they didn't come. So I want to challenge each one of us. There is something that you must go for it. You must leave this place with your written down dream you want to see in your life. In fact, in my book, Broke by Choice, I shared it here. We went somewhere and we were told to write 101 things that we want to see before we die. 101 things before we die. And the person gave us this task. I wrote 10 and I got tired. But the assignment was for 101 things. It took me 3 days and I sat and I thought and I came with those ideas, 101 things. And I added it more. Right now I have 150 things that I want to see before I die. One of it was I should be the first one to marry, I should be the first one to finish school, I should be the first one to do ABCD, I should be able to do ABCD, and behold, they are happening. I said I should be the one, I should be on TV. I don't even know how much. I've been on TVs and I don't pay for them. Even this 1st of March, so 1st of May, I will be in Kampala on Family TV. They told me, sir, you'll be here for family. I've been running programs. Some of people have seen me on UBC, Family TV. Some of people have had me on radio parties and other platforms. I don't pay for them. Going on TV, you pay 2 million for 1 hour. I don't have the money, but I told myself I should be there, and I've been there. I told myself I should have a passport and also tour the world. I don't pay for those trips. I make those trips. What do you want to see in your life? I told myself I should write many books. I have so far 6 books there on Amazon. One of them I'm going to launch in Kampala on 14th May. I'm not bragging, but I'm just trying to challenge you. You too, you can. If a black man like me can do it, the one they are built at even if chapel, if they hide in a handcuff and they can't find me, if I can do it, you can do it together. With all my family background, if I can be where I am today, you can even be much better. Point is, are you ready? How many of us are saying, yes, we are ready? Yeah. If you don't say, I'm ready, you say, I'm ready, you put your hand in the street and no matter whatever happened to you, whatever happened to you is just 10%. 90% of what you're going to do about it is what will make the difference. I want to, people were writing so let me also write something as I finish here. I should also leave this place after writing something. Let me also write something. If others can write, why not me? What am I writing? I got this principle from Jack Canfield. He said something which I have enjoyed. He said, E plus R equals to O. And this math has never left me the same. This could be a math, this could be an equation, this could be anything. What does he mean? And what do I mean here? An event occurred to you, maybe you were raped, you were abandoned, you were dismissed, whatever has happened to you was an event. So this event happened to you. The way you respond to this event, from today how you are going to respond to this event, will give you the outcome of your life. So your outcome, what you want to see at the end of the day, is going to be determined by the way you respond to whatever has happened to you. If you are here saying, oh, you see,
just appreciate what you decided to do, guys. To be sincere, you are my role model.
Thank you.
So, after here, if you can share a price, grand number, those books, my dear teachers, we want a copy in our library, if possible. Thank you.
Now that you are here and you are a man, you should not be broke. Go ahead and read. That is the lesson of shopping. You smile well now. Any other comments or any questions? Yes?
Mine is more like I was
Okay.
It's all about the story that I got in mind and peace and glory. So this was my dear brothers and sisters here, that from the story, love is a gamble, then sex is a game.
Minister of Asia. Love is a gamble, sex is a game. Boys will do the thing, girls will receive the thing. 1 day in pleasure, 9 months in pain. 1 day in hospital, Junior needs the name. What is that, Junior? That baby that you delivered. Yeah, I have that on what I want to say. Thank you.
Love is a gamble. Sex is a game.
I'm not very sure about that, but you have something more?
That love is a gamble, for those who can write down. That love is a gamble, sex is a game. Boys do the thing, girls do the thing. Then one, that love is a game, sex. No, I mean, love is a gamble, then sex is a game. Boys do the thing, girls receive the thing. 1 day in pleasure, 9 months in pain. 1 day in hospital, junior needs the name.
Well, some of it is opinion and other facts.
Good afternoon, members. My question goes to Mr. Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in most cases in Uganda, like in what have we witnessed, some of the causes of teenage pregnancy may be due to sexual immorality, state being rape. And you get that our Uganda consists of two major people. We get the rich ones, we get the poor ones. But you know inequality still reigns in the country. So this scenario comes in whereby when a girl is being raped by a rich man, so the guy may have put to such situations because rape is something which is being forced. So you get that when that girl gets pregnant and the parents take action like to get justice for the girl, just due to the background of the girl and due to the background of that man who raped her, the right of the girl is being infringed. And you see that the country does nothing about that because the poor are not being really recognized in the country. What our country thinks about is the rich people. So how can we, like the young generation, or even you are so, hope at least to raise the voice of the voiceless, especially the poor? Because we see in most cases, they don't get justice provided the evidence that they have. And that's the main thing that affects our country when it comes to teenage pregnancy being caused by the rich men. Thank you.
Answer is please report. Report. I want to be honest. Problem is sometimes we say it's rape when it's not rape. I want to give an example. How do we say I don't want in actually? Sorry? I'm not getting it. I think very good. Now, the problem is, for example, I'm the girl and this is the guy. Imba, Adele, Imba, Adele, Imba. But you see what I'm doing? I'm saying Adele. I'm saying I don't want, but I'm getting closer. You get the point? Me, I don't want. If anything happens, you be ready to stand for it. But I've told you actually I don't want. But you, I don't want you. But if you don't want, but you get it closer. You don't want. That's why you have the right. If you don't want, you say I don't want. And you jump away. That's number one. Number two, if it has happened, report to the relevant authorities. I know cases where issues can be taken to police and then it dies from police. But still, I want to announce, if it is referred the other side, there are organizations that can still approach for support. They will still be able to support you. That's why there are so many organizations that deal with sexual and gender-based violence. You can still report. This is why the problem is, but I fear if I put him, he will be ashamed. I didn't want to shame him. Did you shout? No, I didn't shout because I didn't want to shame him. You get my point? But the point is like there's a good concern. The poor ones, when now the issue comes to the poor one, but when the rich ones come, there is a smiling. So okay. There is a story where someone says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to support this girl because of this. And then somehow there was a miscarriage. Then the parents said, please can you read the name? That's why the call I had here, second call was for community and leaders. When the community leaders are empowered and involved, things will begin to change. That's why this advocacy is what we need. We need more advocacy, people should be able to speak up. We need to engage relative people, relative authorities that must be engaged. Then the other point is, don't go to people who you know will not support you to fight for your rights. Because I know the people who say, you are the one who put the problem. Instead of supporting you, they will be blaming you until you give up. Yeah? Because we all know rape is an offense. In fact, if you go to Gulu main prison here, and I'll talk of the men who are there for fighting cases and rape cases. True? No? So, still help is better can still be given. Let's talk, let's engage. Don't keep quiet with the issues. That's my point.
Can you say something about that?
Yes.
That's a very good and legitimate issue. And I'm glad that the RDC is here, RCC. Who is